Push play. I had it on pause.
They can still see us until we stop this. Oh, that sounds better. They can still see us until we stop this. Oh, that sounds better.
That's the difference in recorded versus.
They can still see us until we stop this. Oh, that sounds better.
That's the difference in recorded versus. It sounded better. That one guy said better.
Mm-hmm.
Guy said better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lag, but it sounds a lot better.
Okay. Guy said better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lag, but it sounds a lot better.
The delay. Guy said better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lag, but it sounds a lot better.
The delay. Guy said better.
There's a lag, but it sounds a lot better.
The delay.
Okay. Here we're still streaming until you go down to.
Sounded better? Hello? Sound okay? Sounded better? Hello? Sound okay? Sounded better? Hello? Sound okay? I think I can hear the air running. You think that's what's causing the... Everybody, we're working on this. This is our first live stream, and appreciate you hanging in there with us. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. Erin is my new social media consultant here, and she's trying to help me get set up and do this. So you're going to be seeing more of her, you're going to be seeing more of me, and one of the things that we want to be sure and do is answer questions from time to time, and we have the technology to do this now, so stick with us. We want to be sure and do is answer questions from time to time, and we have the technology to do this now, so stick with us. We want to be sure and do is answer questions from time to time, and we have the technology to do this now, so stick with us. It's still got some strange noise. for a microphone?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Hello? Hello? Mic in. Hello? Hello? Mic in. Hello? 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 Okay. We're trying to get this working for you guys. It's just pretty difficult. For some reason, we've ended up with a lot of background noise, and we just don't really understand why. We want our live feed to be really cool for everybody. For some reason, we've ended up with a lot of background noise, and we just don't really understand why. We want our live feed to be really cool for everybody. For some reason, we've ended up with a lot of background noise, and we just don't really understand why. We want our live feed to be really cool for everybody. What in the heck could that be? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey everybody, can you hear us now? How does it sound? Hey everybody, can you hear us now? How does it sound? I need some feedback, everybody. We're wanting to pull this thing off and visit with our fans, but for some reason we keep ending up with a lot of audio issues. I'm waiting for somebody to pop up here on chat and tell us how it sounds. Keep ending up with a lot of audio issues. I'm waiting for somebody to pop up here on chat and tell us how it sounds. Keep ending up with a lot of audio issues. Can you even hear me at all now? Pop up here on chat and tell us how it sounds. Can you even hear me at all now? I don't think they can hear us at all right now. Let's turn that back off and bypass this. Turn your audio down. Turn it down. Let's turn it back off and bypass this. Hey everybody, can you tell us how the audio sounds? We've had to turn our audio all the way down. Can you hit us with a chat message and let us know if the audio is sounding good or bad? Can you hit us with a chat message and let us know if the audio is sounding good or bad? Can you hit us with a chat message and let us know if the audio is sounding good or bad? Everything's kind of showing up good on our end, on our preview, but when it comes right down to getting the audio to work here, it's not working out for us very good. We're just waiting on somebody to let us know if you can hear the audio work here, it's not working out for us very good. We're just waiting on somebody to let us know if you can hear the audio work here. It's not working out for us very good. What is this? Stream health. If you can hear the audio work. Sounds like you're underwater using an underwater microphone. Sounds like you're underwater using an underwater microphone. Somebody else posted something.
There's someone in the background like we do.
Somebody else posted something.
Okay, now it's better. The stream is better. I wonder if they can hear us better. The stream is better. I wonder if they can hear us better.
We're trying to fix the microphone. Can you hear me if I talk a little bit louder? Does that seem to help? We're trying to fix the microphone. Can you hear me if I talk a little bit louder? Does that seem to help? I'm gone. We're trying to fix the microphone. Can you hear me if I talk a little bit louder? Does that seem to help? I'm gone. We're trying to fix the microphone. Can you hear me if I talk a little bit louder? Does that seem to help?
Can they hear us now?
The noise stopped. What we want to be sure and do is answer questions from time to time. We have the technology.
Like you said, they can hear us.
So we're on custom.
No. Yes, because we had to put our encoder in. That's what you're on. Yes. This says can you go to ingestion settings? Will let you do that?
Where?
You can just exit out of that.
Coming in loud and clear now. But so can y'all hear me? Are we coming in loud and clear? Does it look okay? I need somebody to chat back and let me know. You can hear the pressing of the mouse buttons on the computer, but can you see me fine? Because for some reason, my stream, when I'm watching myself back, I can't see it. Do this now. So if you want to stick with us, what you want to be sure and do is answer. Okay, got feedback noise again.
So when that's off, then it sounds better.
Yeah, so what we found out here today is, for some reason, I'm not going to be able to, this is going to pretty much be just like I'm working on video camera. Hopefully you guys got me. The reason I'm kind of like a robot filter is because I'm in a small room. I'm in Erin's office here. She's my social media assistant. So she's trying to help me get set up so we can bring live feeds to you all more often, answer some of your questions. I've got some of the greatest fans. Now I can't see. I can hear you fine. So you can't see me?
Okay, they can see us.
Okay, how many fingers am I holding up? Let me know, fans, how many fingers am I holding up? Picture's good. 2. Okay, cool.
Do you want to set up your Facebook?
Yeah. We're also going to jump over and do this at Facebook. So anyway, this is really cool. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time for my fans at the Team Catfish channel. We also have the Flea Fly channel, which is a brand of crappie fishing and pan fishing products that we sell. So we're going to be doing some stuff over on the Flea Fly channel too, on live feeds. And if you're not a friend of us on Facebook, you need to go to the Team Catfish channel on Facebook and jump over there and like that, because we give away items on there from time to time. And now that Erin is assisting me with my social media, she's going to be able to really help us get in touch with you all more often. The Team Catfish brand started in 2007, and I started uploading videos around the middle of 2008. And this channel has been viewed, I think, I don't know how many millions of times. We have around 30,000 subscribers, and we just have some fantastic fans. So we want to be able to answer questions, let's say catfish questions. And here's a question right now from Jody. Jody says, are you going to be at the 2017 Catfish Conference yes, I am going to be at the Catfish Conference. We're going to have some items for sale at the Catfish Conference. We might even be doing some live feeds there. We might be trying to do something that's special for for our customers. The Catfish Conference was a huge success last year, and we had some obligations that were already in place, so we missed out on that event. But we will be at the Catfish Conference this year.
Do you want to do it from yours so I set it up straight and my phone will fall down?
Like,
Yeah, you have to unlock it for me.
okay.
And then I can also.
Aaron is trying to set up the feed on Facebook too, so bear with me for here just for a second. I'm going to try to spend an entire hour with everybody here and go over lots of questions for you all. Again, this is something that I was really wanting to be able to do. So that's going to have to be
Like there.
maybe that's going to have to be like that.
I wonder if there's any feedback on that.
Okay, do we have any feedback going on here, guys? Can you let me know? This is all new to us, and I'm really trying to get this set up to where it's all Facebook and YouTube are working at the same time because we've got so many fans on both places. Okay, everybody, we're gonna jump right over to the questions. Welcome to the Facebook fans. This is Jeff with Team Catfish. We're trying to go live on our Facebook page and our YouTube page at the same time. I've had a few questions about the Catfish Conference this year, and I'll be able to elaborate more on that on the next feed. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Aaron's going to try to be monitoring any questions or anything that pops up on YouTube or pops up on Facebook, but this is something that I really want to do, and I want to be able to go over catfish questions with everybody. And if you have any questions on products, if you have any questions on catfishing in general, hey, let's get some questions. Let's answer some stuff right now. Here's a question from Ronnie. He says, do you ever come to the West Coast? Well, Ronnie, I was just in Napa, but I wasn't out there to catfish, buddy. I saw some good-looking territory out there, some places to catfish in Napa. That Napa River looked like to me, even though it's a brackish water river, it looked like to me there should be some good channel catfishing out there. One of the cool things about California and our online sales is we have a lot of people that catfish in California. Folks don't really think that catfishing is California is a catfishing state, but I'm going to tell you right now there are hundreds of thousands of people probably that catfish in California. And when I was out there last week, we visited San Francisco, and I'm just telling you, the Clear Lake area, the San Diego area, the southern end of California, there's all kinds of places to catch channel cats. I don't know that much about the blue cats or the flatheads, but I do know that there are lots of catfish and lots of catfish anglers in California. So that was a good question, and someday when I have people here at the company that can take care of everything that we have to take care of as a small business owner, maybe I can get out to California and maybe we can do a video out there. Okay, so we got another question here. This is from Scout, CAV Scout. Have you received any of the stock of the big bucket of Secret 7? No, sir, I'm sorry. Right now I've not. We have just been completely behind the 8 ball this year when it comes to Secret 7 and sudden impact fiber bait. And all of my fans out there and all of our people that use our bait, I'm so sorry that we've ran out of bait this year. But the demand has just grown to the point to where it's starting to overwhelm my suppliers. And it's because the bait works really, really well. So we don't have any in stock, but we're working on it. We're hoping to have bait in stock, starting to get more and more bait back in by the end of the week next week, and it is 10/17 right now. What'd you see, Aaron?
He asked if he said he owns a hay lake. Do you have magazines for your product?
Okay. If you are interested in wholesale business, you can email us at info@outdoorbrands.com. The name of the company is not Team Catfish, it's Outdoor Brands. We have several different brands inside of Outdoor Brands, and you can get a hold of us by calling 918-786-9661, or you can email us at info@outdoorbrands.com if you're interested in wholesale accounts or you're interested in ordering. We also have TeamCatfish1 available for all of you out there that like to order, and we also have a brand new dealer link that shows listings and dealers from all over the country. We're updating that. We're trying to get more and more people to use that dealer link, because we have a whole lot of really, really good dealers out there that sell a lot of our products, a lot of distributors. Anyway, so I've got some comments here on double action catfish hooks from Chris B. Hey Chris, thanks for watching our live feed today. I hope you can hear us okay, and I hope everything turns out okay. And what size of double action hooks are you using? Our 5/0 and our 8/0 are our most popular. That was one of the original items that we started using at Team Catfish, or started manufacturing at Team Catfish, was the double action hook. And so I appreciate the comment on that. I don't know what size hooks you're using, if you're using the red hooks or the black hooks, and but I appreciate the comment. Let's see, what else do we have here? What would be a good choice of bait for Lake Erie shore off Edgewater? Well, I'm telling you, I've never fished Lake Erie, but there are some giant channel cats in the Great Lakes, and people never think about the Great Lakes as having huge channel catfish, but they're there. And I'm talking about a lot of big channel catfish. I would personally try, if you're after really big channels, you might want to try some cut bait with some dead red spray. This is one of the best selling items that we have at Team Catfish. It's called the dead red spray. We've been selling this item for nearly 10 years now. You can soak your bait in this. I don't know what's legal to use in the states that you're in, but if you're just looking for fun fishing, you're looking to go out there and try to target any kind of channel cat. The Secret 7, the sudden impact fiber bait. This is the Secret 7 dip bait that we've sold for years and years. This is the sudden impact fiber bait that came along a little bit later. This is a 12 ounce and this is a 16 ounce. So we have both of these available. And if you're looking to target channel cats on Lake Erie shore, there's one tip that I'll give you on that shore fishing is don't sit in the same place too long. You need to keep moving. You need to be moving around. And if the fish aren't there, you need to jump from spot to spot if you can. And I know that's hard to do from the shore, but that's what I would suggest. Fresh natural cut bait, like let's say shad or suckers or something, with dead red spray, or sudden impact fiber bait or Secret 7 dip bait would be a great choice. Our Facebook page is called, that's Aaron's answering that question right now. What fish finder would you recommend for catfishing that's not hard on your pocket? Well, that's a good question. Let's talk a little bit about fish finders. First of all, I don't really understand exactly about what's hard on your pocket. I mean, some people got deeper pockets than other people, but your average fish finder nowadays that has color sonar and has down view and side view, and it doesn't have to be a great big unit for you to be successful. Garmin makes good units, Lowrance makes good units, Humminbird makes good units, folks. I wouldn't be a bit afraid to try any of those units today. And I'm not up to date on the all of the models of all of those units, but you're looking for color sonar, you're looking for side imaging and down imaging, and if you can find a smaller unit that you can use those settings in, that will be the one that you're kind of looking for. Chris B says $200. Well, buddy, I'm sorry, right now I just don't know what those models would be, and my first choice would be look for something that has a color sonar, 200 kilohertz transducer, has a water temperature, and Garmin, Lowrance, or Humminbird all make good units for that. Okay, ever fished for blues at the LaSalle Power Plant and Lake in Illinois? Timothy, no, I have not done that, but I know people have. I used to do seminars up in Collinsville, Illinois, and I always heard about that. I always heard about that power plant lake, but I have not ever tried that. So that message was from Facebook. Let's jump back over to YouTube. I catch a ton of channel cats in Lake Erie and its tributary. Secret 7 gets them. Creek chubs, suckers, gobies are the #1 for natural baits. Okay, so that was from Twisted Fishing TV on the YouTube channel, and that's a great comment there. He's catching catfish in Lake Erie and its tributaries, and I'm telling you, there are thousands and thousands of locations all over the United States that people can go catch channel cats in, and a lot of people in the northern, northeast, and the northwest, and even the southwestern part of the country, they have virtually underutilized channel cat resources. So it does not surprise me that you're catching a lot of nice channel cats on Lake Erie. Let's see, let's go back over to Facebook. Do you recommend using, this is Rodney Vargas, do you recommend using treble hooks with sponge on dip tubes?
Or you use the dip tubes without the sponge.
Or do you use the dip tubes without the sponge? Well, our dip bait is so sticky, Rodney, that we don't really use a sponge. We have two different types of bait holders. We have a bait holder that's called a mini furry thing bait holder. You can see right here. And we have a bait holder called a dip tube. So what I recommend in most of the year is the dip tubes. Some people like J hooks, some people like treble hooks, but I recommend the dip tubes for Secret 7 bait most of the year. And then if you really get into some current situations, or you get into a time of the year later on in the year, and you are you're experiencing warmer water. Warm water is hard on dip bait, it's hard on fiber bait. It breaks the bait apart a lot faster in warm water than it will in cold water. I would recommend going to the furry thing bait holder if I was in big time current situations, especially in warm water. Okay, Chris B asks, is there any way, and this is coming from YouTube, is there any way I can get a hold of your awesome Team Catfish winter gear? Well, Chris, I'm not sure what you mean by winter gear, but we have hoodies, and we have long sleeve t-shirts that a lot of people wear in the winter, and we have some hats that are pretty warm in the winter. We have a black hat with the Team Catfish Pro Series type hat that we recommend in the wintertime. It really keeps your head warm because it's black. And then we've got our yellow Team Catfish hat. And then as far as any other cold weather gear, the best way to find all of our apparel, especially that extremely popular Eat Sleep Catfish clothing that we have. I'm telling you, the Eat Sleep Catfish clothing, the catfish anglers absolutely love that stuff. Find that at TeamCatfish1 or go in and ask one of the Team Catfish dealers if they can order it for you. Any tips? This is from Jay on Facebook. Any tips for finding channel cats on the Tennessee River in the fall? Well, that's a pretty good question. Don't know if you're fishing from the bank, don't know if you're fishing from a boat, but if I was fishing for channel cats in the fall and I was using Sudden Impact or Secret 7, I would be looking for submerged structure, submerged cover. I'd be looking for like log jams underneath the water. I'd be looking for rock piles underneath the water. I'd be looking for an area that had some current. And a lot of times your channel cats are going to move up shallower in the fall. A lot of fish move shallow in the fall, everybody. They move really deep in the wintertime, but before we get to that, you know, temperatures start dropping down below 50 degrees. We really want to look for active fish in shallow water. So I would look for some shallow flats, some gravel bars, some shallow mud flats, something with a light to moderate current running over it, and something that the channel cats can kind of lay in wait in, like a piece of wood or a rock pile or something like that. And always fish ahead of it. Let the scent of your bait go down through the structure. Don't fish behind it. Catfish are notorious for fishing behind structure, and most of the time your active catfish are ahead of the structure. They're ready to come out and grab something once it's presented to them. Okay, we have a question off of YouTube about, it says, how do you use punch bait in a spillway dam for channel cats? Well, first of all, you need to understand that on the punch bait, or the fiber bait as we call it here at Team Catfish, you got to understand that this bait is made to come off. It's made to release and have a chum trail. With that being the case, if you got a bunch of really fast ripping water below a spillway or a dam, chances are when you throw that out there, some of that bait is going to break off before it hits the bottom. And as soon as you pick that up and you reel it back to you, reeling that against that current is going to cause the remainder of that bait to come off. So I would use the punch bait or the fiber bait pretty close to the bank. I wouldn't cast it a long way out if there's a ripping fast current. If there's a slow current, I would cast it out and I would let it set on the bottom. But you always got to remember that when that bait is setting on the bottom, it's starting to dissolve. And when it's dissolving, it's getting softer. So when you reel it back into the current, a lot of times that's when your bait breaks off. If your bait doesn't get a hit while it's setting out there, chances are that you're going to break the rest of it off when you reel it back in. So that's kind of what I would do. A lot of times in spillway situations, I think people get in the habit of trying to cast too far. A lot of times that ripping fast current, those fish aren't out there and active unless they've got a piece of structure to lay behind. You'd be surprised at how many fish you can catch just right by the bank, within 10 yards of the bank. So don't feel like you got to cast out there 100 yards to be successful when you're fishing a tail race. Okay, that question was from YouTube. Okay, this is, who do we got here?
It's like L. Hortman.
L. Hortman. I like to dip bait Secret 7, cold ice. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this and answer your question. I've been trying to do this without my glasses, but you guys, I've got glasses now. What does this question pertain to? Secret 7 bait in cold ice bath for a few minutes for fishing warm waters. It helps. Okay, he's giving us a tip. Okay, and some people do this. Some people like to cool their bait off if they're fishing in hot water. They'll put that bait down in some cold water, and they'll try to kind of ice it or cool it or stiffen it up before they cast it out into the warm water. A lot of times, you don't have to do that, but some people like to use that technique. It's not anything that I've ever done a video on, but hey, if that's working for you and you're successful using Secret 7 or fiber bait that way, that's a tip that might help somebody get out there and catch more catfish. Okay, back over to Ronnie. Your glow wrap is the best I've tried. A few before I got to yours and have not stepped away. Okay, let's talk about the glow wraps, okay? Glow wraps again was one of the original products that we've had in the Team Catfish brand for years and years. Folks, the glow wrap material is you call it a tape of sorts, and it wraps around your rod tip. You can wrap it around your rod tip in a flag to, it doesn't have to go around and around and around. You can wrap it around your rod tip, and then you can actually pinch the ends of it to where you can make a flag with it. That's my favorite way to use the glow wrap material, because you've got a big wide flap hanging down below your rod. It won't interfere with your line, and if you're setting to the side, you can see those flags. So the glow wrap material lasts for about 30 minutes. And it's going to last longer than that on a pitch black night. But in about 30 minutes, if you'll just shine a flashlight over there and kind of recharge or reactivate that material, the glow wrap is really a very inexpensive product that has helped a lot of catfish anglers become more successful at night. And you don't have to replace it. I've got glow wrap material that lasts for years and years and years. You can't believe how long that glow wrap material lasts. So if you're night fishing and you're looking for something to give you a little edge, a little strike indicator edge, wrap you some glow wraps around your rod tip, put them in a flag. You might even put 2 or 3 on your rod tip, and you'll be surprised how inexpensive they are and how much they can help you. Okay, do you have any new products? This is Jody from YouTube. Do you have any new products coming out in 2017 that we haven't seen yet? Well, no, but right now we are working on some stuff. It probably won't be out 2017, but I do have an item that a lot of people haven't seen yet. And bear with me here. We have a brand new spinning reel. We've had a lot of requests over the years for spinning reels, and this is the brand spanking new Team Catfish 5000 series gold ring spinning reel. And let's talk a little bit about this. It can be used right or left-handed. It has a really nice gold anodized spool on it. And one of the cool features about the gold ring spinning reel is we have a bite alarm back here. It's got a clicker that works just like a clicker on a casting reel. It starts clicking when a fish starts pulling out your line. Now if you're using double action hooks, I don't recommend using a clicker. We like for the fish to just hang theirself, but if you're using a J hook like a Super J, or you're using a treble hook, or you're using a hook that like a jackhammer hook, and you want to let that fish run just a little bit, the new Gold Rings 50 size spinning reel has a bait feeder on it, and the minute that you get ready to get a strike, I'm going to turn the handle on this, and you're going to see this bait feeder click up. Okay, that click, I don't have it on anti-reverse, but let's do that again. Okay, we got a fish pulling out our line, pulling out our line, pulling out our line, and this little bait feeder feature back here on our new spinning reel, you can either flip it up by hand and stop that, or as soon as you engage the reel, it stops, and you can't get the spool to turn anymore. These aren't a really big reel. It's a 50 size spinning reel. This is going to cover a bunch of your catfishing situations. People that are fishing from a boat, people that are fishing from bank. If you're really into big time, 10 and 12 foot long rods, and you're casting a long way and you're using 8, 10, 12 ounces of weight, this probably isn't the reel for you. But if you're using 6 ounces of weight, you're casting a medium distance, or you're using a ½ ounce of weight and light line on a 7'6" rod, spinning rod, this would be a great option for you. Again, it has the bait feeder. This is the drag for the bait feeder back here, so you can actually tighten or loosen the spool tension up here. So when you're feeding that, if you want a really loose feed, you turn this back and you get a really loose feed. If you want to tighten that feed up, it's almost clicking into the drag right there. We have your regular drag is up on the front of the reel, and look at the size of the bail we put on this. Catfish anglers are really hard on the bail, and this bail is one of the things. When I had this reel built, I spec'd this out. This is probably about 40% thicker than your average bails that are on spinning reels, and it's got a 7 bearing system. I can just read you some of the features of it. Free runner, spinning reel clicker, 7 bearing system, 4.9 to 1 gear ratio, 6 stainless bearings, line capacity of 14,265, 17,230, 20 pound, 190, one-way clutch, high strength graphite construction, anodized aluminum spool, matte black with a power knob. It's very important. We wanted to put the big heavy power knob on there. Titanium coated anti-line twist line roller. So that's the new Gold Ring 500 or 5000. This was a new item that we brought in kind of at the end of summer, and we're going to sell a lot of these because this is a high quality spinning reel with the bait feeder system. That was a good question. Hope that answered your question. Okay, that was off of YouTube. Okay, where are we at now? Okay, Tommy, I like the new reel. Thanks, buddy. Scott says this is great stuff. Great, thank you very much. Okay, let's. I didn't see it. We got any questions over there? We got a lot of people talking about the stuff, what they're using. Okay, let's go back over here. Okay, I don't have any questions. If I've missed some questions that have been coming in right now. If you have a question, jump up there on YouTube or jump up there on Facebook. This doesn't have to be about Team Catfish Tackle. This can be about trying to catch a catfish in your area, whether you're trying to catch a catfish in a pond, a lake, a river, a stream. This can be about set lines. This can be about jug lines. This can be about rod and reel fishing. This can be about drift fishing, boat fishing, bank fishing, you name it. This is your chance to ask me some questions, and we get asked a lot of questions on both our Facebook and our Team Catfish channels. So we want to start doing this, and we want to start scheduling these live feeds so more and more people can have access to these answers. So right now, I said, Aaron is pointing this.
Answer that for me.
Okay, I like your products, but I'm having trouble catching catfish on it. But then I switch over to liver and others. So what
can you do better?
What could I do? So I'm not really understanding. Are you catching fish on livers and having problems on what products? I need to know a little bit more about that. I don't know if you're using something with Dead Red or Fiber Bait or Secret 7.
At the bottom.
Okay, are you going to come out with an 8,000 or 80 for bigger fish? Jody, someday we will. Jody, I'll be honest with you. Right now, we're so busy keeping up with the masses, those people that fall into that, just want to catch a catfish, up to the guys that are just starting to really excel out into bigger fish. We've got a target audience, or a target group of people right there we're selling stuff to. So the 80 size or the 8,000 size is a little bit too big for your average guy. But eventually, when the Team Catfish brand grows and we have more of a demand for an 8,000 size, you bet we would put one together just like the 5,000 size, and it'd be the same quality. Have you ever fished the Ohio River from Dundee? Dundee Stewart. Yes, sir, I have fished the Ohio River, but not as much as I would like to. I got to fish the Ohio River a little bit when I was kind of over in Kentucky area. And I can tell you that the Ohio River is a fantastic fishery. It's also a great place to hunt. I really like Ohio and Kentucky, and the Ohio River is someplace that I would love to be able to spend some time on, go do some more videos targeting blue cats. There's a lot of really good anglers that fish the Ohio River, and I know some guys that have caught some really, really big fish out of there. Okay, we got Swiss 777 here. And this is coming from YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, you can submit a question. Where can I get my hands on a Team Catfish rod in Canada? Well, unfortunately, Swiss, that's going to be kind of difficult right now. We do ship rods into Canada, but we don't have a distributor in Canada right now that handles the Team Catfish equipment, so it's very difficult for you to be able to pick up something. If you have a retailer, and this doesn't just go for Canada, this goes for everybody listening to our news feed. If you have a good relationship with a dealer, you have a good relationship with somebody that sells fishing tackle, you need to ask them if they can get that product in the store so you don't always have to buy it from TeamCatfish.com. Ask them if they can order it from Team Catfish. Tell them TeamCatfish.com, or tell them, hey, can you go to info@Outdoor Brands, BRANDZ, and see if those folks can send you a wholesale price list. And we've got people here in the office that deal with dealers and distributors all over the country, and we would be glad to talk to somebody that you want to try to get some Team Catfish tackle into. But it takes you, the customer, to educate those dealers a lot of times on products that you would like to buy. If I call them up and say, I'm Jeff with Team Catfish, I think I've got stuff your customers want to buy, sometimes that's kind of a hard sell. But if you go in there asking for those items, that's what really, really gets those dealers interested when they know they're missing sales because they don't have those items in stock. I can't stress enough, that is what you need to do. If you want to buy Team Catfish tackle locally, you need to go in there. My grandma always said the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and there's nothing more true than that. So go in and ask your dealers for the Team Catfish tackle, and after you do that and your friends do that, I promise you they're going to start listening. Okay, let's go over to Austin. Austin says, do you ever fish the Mississippi River? Hi, Austin. Yes, I fished the Mississippi River, fished it a lot. Not as much as I would like to in the last few years, but I've fished some tournaments on the Mississippi River. I've fished the Mississippi River from Burlington, probably Burlington, Iowa, all the way down through part of Arkansas and Tennessee at different places. I've caught some really big fish on the Mississippi River. I've caught a lot of nice channel cats on the Mississippi River. The channel cat, or the Mississippi River, is a fish factory, and there are a lot of people there that catch a lot of fish, and it's a great fishery because it allows somebody to go out and catch a mess of channel cats for eating, or it allows somebody to go out and target really big flatheads, big blue cats, or just catch those small fish. So that's a great question. Okay, here we go. See anything, Aaron?
Over here I did.
Okay.
He asked that, and then he asked about Walmart.
Okay, Damien, what's the best bait to use to catch a catfish, live or artificial? Well, Damien, that's a really, really large question, but to be honest with you, a lot of it depends on situation. But if you're looking for something that is very simple to use, that first of all, let's talk about catfish. This is something I'm getting ready to do a seminar on, folks. For too long now, catfish anglers have grouped all three species that we target here in the United States up into a group called catfish. If you want to be a better catfish angler, the first thing that you need to learn how to do is you need to learn how to distinguish between blue cats, channel catfish, and flathead catfish. All three of those species of fish behave differently. Okay? So once you start learning the tendencies of the species that you're targeting, you're going to learn how to target them with different kinds of baits. So you're asking about live bait or artificial bait. Well, the artificial baits work everywhere there's channel cats. I don't recommend the artificial baits for flatheads. That's not what these baits are designed for. We've caught a lot of blue cats and we catch thousands of channel cats on artificial baits. They're easy to use. They work everywhere. You just have to learn how to use them. You have to learn how to target your fish with them. It's not a miracle bait, but neither's shad, or neither's skipjack, or neither's chicken livers. I mean, people strike out with chicken livers all the time, and people strike out with dip bait sometimes, and people strike out with shad sometimes. The most important thing you want to do is you want to learn you want to learn the species of fish you're fishing for, and then make your determination on what kind of bait. The species of fish that you're fishing for, a lot of times is dictated, well, that species' seasonal habits will dictate how you can target that fish. So you need to learn more about that. And as time goes on these live feeds, we are going to be explaining more and more about the differences between blue cats, channel catfish, and flatheads. Okay, we got any more questions from YouTube? Are you or anyone else with Team Catfish doing any charter fishing somewhere in the States? Okay, Jody, I have a promotional team, a VIP team of folks, and some of those folks are catfish guides, and I would recommend those people. You can do a web search for Team Catfish Guides, and you're going to come up with them. You're going to come up with several people in Texas. If I start naming names, I'm going to forget somebody, so I'm not going to do that. But I have got a group of people that are experts in using Team Catfish tackle. I don't have a huge list of people, but as time goes on, if you are interested in becoming a Team Catfish VIP, Aaron, how do they get a hold of you? What's your email address?
Aaron@outdoorbrands.com.
Okay, Aaron is going to be working with all of our VIPs for all of the brands that we have here. So Aaron, E-R-I-N, at outdoorbrands.com. Now, if you are interested in becoming a VIP, what that means is you're going to have access to some discounts on some tackle, but in return, you're going to have to promote our brand. You're going to have to help us sell tackle. The name of the game here is you help me, I help you, and Aaron's going to be kind of revamping and reworking our VIP team. So you're gonna probably need to be able to do some social media, need to be able to do some video, be able to post photos, and be able to be a good field representative for us out in the field. And if you are, we're going to have a select amount of VIP folks. And if you're a guide or somebody like that, a tournament angler that you feel like you could qualify, then you'll just have to let Aaron know. Okay, let's see what else. Questions. Who do we have?
I said, what about Walmart?
What about Walmart? Scott. Well, Scott, I've got some stuff that I would like to share with you, but nothing has been finalized at this time. We are in the process, I know, of getting some stuff listed at walmart.com, and it is a big step for a small company like mine to be able to run into Walmart, start stocking Walmart with with products that sell as well as our products do. So we're working hard to see if we can get some items there. We want to make sure that we have plenty of items available to all our dealers and all of our customers that have sold our items for the last 10 years. So it's a big step for us, and one that we're taking very lightly. Okay, so Moar Ali, you are so young. How old are you? I'm 46. I'll be 47 in March. And the Team Catfish brand started in the summer of 2007. So next year, we're going to have our 10-year anniversary at Team Catfish. And it's all possible because of a lot of folks like yourself that supported the Team Catfish brand throughout the years. I started out doing a lot of videos, sharing a lot of information with people, helping them catch more catfish. And a lot of people appreciated that. Now that I have Aaron here to help me, we're going to try to do more and more of this stuff that allows you to catch more catfish. We want to do more on education, so keep those questions coming. We're gonna run this for about another 10 minutes or so. If you have a question on YouTube or you have a question on Facebook, let us know. Okay, has Team Catfish ever considered making some cures for liver? That comes from Scott. Scott, I'm sorry, I never have. I think that the chicken liver and dead red spray, or shrimp and dead red spray, or natural bait and dead red spray is about as good as you can get. And I don't know if you've ever seen the dead red spray, but this is one of the #1 selling products we have at Team Catfish. It's sold all over the country. So if you're having trouble catching fish on liver, I would try to soak some of it in dead red spray. Or when I bring the bait back into the bank or back into the boat and your chicken liver's all kind of washed out and kind of not really pretty, spray some dead red spray back on it. It's not really a cure, but it is going to add some blood look. It's going to add some oils. It's going to add some flavor back into the liver. And then if you soak your liver in it, I think you're going to have a better chance of catching fish. Okay, that was from YouTube. Okay, Brandon says he loves the sinker bumpers. Hey man, Brandon, thanks a lot. We appreciate that. The sinker bumper was a product I developed back in 2008, and I can tell you what, if you've never used one, you're really missing out. A long time ago, when I was a young man and I was fishing below the dam here at Grand Lake, I saw some guys, actually fished with some old men, that they used a piece of 1/4-inch tubing, vacuum tubing like you would use on the old carburetors back in the day. And they would put this rubber tubing up above their swivel, and it would last for a little while, but when that sinker kept coming down and hitting that rubber tubing, it would eventually drive that rubber tubing over your swivel, and then all of a sudden there you'd be. You'd be back there with a big heavy lead weight hammering on the top of your knot. So when I took that concept, we took it to a whole nother level, and we created that sinker bumper. The sinker bumper will not split, does not go out over your swivel, and it bounces that sinker up over the top of your off the top of your swivel. Now let's talk about the sinker bumper and why the sinker bumper was developed. I'm going to tell you something about the sinker bumper that's pretty cool and that a lot of people don't know. They just look at it as a bead, it's better than a bead or a line and knot protector. Actually, folks, what you're doing with a sinker bumper is you're protecting the lead sliding sinker. Now what happens is you have a sinker that comes down. Let's just say this is your swivel right here. This sinker comes down and it goes bang every time you cast or every time you reel. Have you watched an egg sinker travel up and down your line? It just scrapes the crud out of your line, about the first 10 to 12 inches of your line. So when this sinker comes down and it keeps hitting this swivel, what's happening is you're marring and scraping and scratching that circle on the inside of your sinker. and that is creating a rough edge, and that rough edge, as it's going up and down your line, is what causes your line to break when you set the hook and it was like nothing was there. A lot of times that is because your sinker has scratched your line and it's damaged the knot, or it's damaged the first 12 inches of line. That's why we came up with the sinker bumper, and it solves that problem. Okay, we have any tips. This is Chris B. I think have we done Chris B? I'll just briefly touch on that. Any tip for winter blues in Texas? Okay, winter blues in Texas is a lot of fun. Texoma, Tawakoni. There's some great fish at a lot of reservoirs in Texas. I would fish with big shad. I would, if you got days where you have a strong south wind, I'd get on some banks where that wind was blowing up on those banks and fish shallow. There's some great fishing in Texas in the wintertime. If you're having trouble catching fish, try the Dead Red spray on your shad, and I think you're going to be successful. If you're fishing in a boat, learn how to target those edges and drop-offs, and those transition periods where fish are moving from deep water up into shallow water. Okay, let's go back over to, hey, there's old Jeff Falkenberry. Finest catfishing products for weekend angler or seasonal professional catfisherman. Rods, reels are a small part of the equation. Terminal tackle is what makes the difference. I can't read all that, but hey, Jeff, thanks for the comments. Jeff Falkenberry is one of our VIPs up at Truman Lake of the Ozarks, and if you've never fished with Jeff, you need to look him up. Jeff catches a lot of crappie. He catches a lot of catfish. He catches some spoonbill up there, and I appreciate the comments, Jeff. Good to hear from you. Okay, well, who else do we have here? What is the best bait for blue cats? This is from James, and I can't pronounce that, somewhere in Florida. James, it just kind of depends on if you're targeting big blue cats, if you're targeting blue cats, big fish. I have no idea about the age structure of the blue catfish you have. I don't know if you're fishing in a river. I don't know if you're fishing in a reservoir. But fresh natural bait a lot of times is the best bait for blue catfish, especially blue catfish. Big natural fillets, heads, gut pockets, whether it's shad, mackerel, skipjack, bluegill. You have to figure out what's legal to use in your state, but that big, fresh, natural forage that's in your reservoir river is a great choice. And you always want to take the Dead Red with you, because sometimes that natural bait is really, really hard to catch. And the Dead Red was really designed to spray back on the natural bait. When you reel it in, you want to spray that bait down and cast it out again instead of throwing it away and trying to always get a fresh piece all the time. If you've got an endless supply of fresh bait, don't worry about the Dead Red unless you're really struggling. But if you're looking for something different, if you're looking for an additive, if you're looking for a way to reuse your bait, that fresh bait that's so hard to come by sometimes, spray it down or soak it with Dead Red, and you're going to take that old wore out bait to a whole nother level. Okay. Any tips for catfish in early fall? Hey, Marcus. Good question. This was from YouTube. And Marcus wants to know about catfish in early fall. Well, again, folks, we need a little more information on catfish. Catfish in general means blue cats, channel cats, and flatheads. We've got to start educating ourselves, and you've got to figure out the species of catfish that you're fishing for. If you're fishing for channel cats or blue cats or flatheads, please let me know in the questions so I can help you better, because all three of those species are completely different. But one of my favorite things for channel cats in the fall in Kansas, and believe me, Kansas reservoirs are full of awesome channel cat fishing. You take the sudden impact fiber bait or the Seeker 7, get up in some shallow mud flats, get up in 5-6 foot of water or shallower and fish in the wind, fish around the dead stumps, the dead falls, all that stuff that's blown in or washed in at the heads of the reservoirs. Look for submerged tree lines. Look for things like that could be holding channel caps. But don't fish too deep in the fall. Excuse me. Even up into 50 degrees is still not too cold to fish for channel casts. 50-degree water temperature. And I would use Seeker 7 or sudden impact fiber bait. I wouldn't stay in one place very long. I would stay in an area for no longer than 15 or 20 minutes, and if you're not catching any fish, get out of there and go to another place. If you're bank fishing, keep moving, and don't cast. If you got 3 rods, cast one a long way, one halfway out, and keep one pretty close to the bank, and you'll be surprised from day to day just how much that's going to help you. And it's kind of funny, a lot of times bass fishermen run up the bank and they fish the bank fisherman casts out where the bass guy is. So you need to be able to figure out, especially from a bank angler, where those fish are going to be, what kind of depth they're going to be in, and you can't figure that out if you're always fishing too far away from the bank. Okay, where are we at here? Are we back to YouTube now? No, we need to go over to Facebook. What's good for flatheads in early fall? That's Erica Clarkson asked that question. Okay, Erica. My favorite bait for flatheads is anything that's frisky. Live fish, bullheads, bluegills, sunfish, goldfish. They sell a fish called a black salty that's a really hardy little bait fish. Anything that's moving, creating vibration is what flatheads key in on. So I would use something live. I would try to hold it in a position to where the fish can't move around very much. If you're in a river, you want to be able to fish that live bait right next to some sort of structure. If you're in a lake, you want to be able to fish next to a drop off. You want to be able to fish a live bait somewhere where there's a lot of structure, like on the edge of a river channel, where those flatheads can move up and take advantage of that bait. So, but live bait to me, any live bait, and don't, some people get in this habit of fishing too small, and the more vibration your fish is putting out, the better it's going to be. What you doing, Aaron?
I'm just getting ready for whatever you do.
Okay, guys, this has been our very first live feed on Facebook and YouTube, and I really appreciate you guys watching. We're going to try to do this more often. We're going to try to get better at sending out messages so you all can tune in. Erin is going to be helping me. You're going to see her here off and on. Thanks for supporting the Team Catfish brand. We really appreciate it. Everything you do. I'm Jeff with Team Catfish. Make sure to check out TeamCatfish.com. Check out the new dealer link we have too, so you can see what dealers are selling our products.